for this week: Traditional and History of Arts in the Classical Period. In linking art to an era, we work with our framework of logical thinking that connects man-made progress with the economics of its place and time. To experience history is to encounter art. Now let's go for what's in. Picture Parade. Research from the internet pictures of various artists in different periods and name their famous works. This will be our seat work for this lesson. Submit your answer to our Google Classroom. Look for the name of the artist and picture of his famous artworks. What's new? To experience history is to encounter art. To understand art history in its different eras, we will work with our framework of thinking that links man with economics of his place and time. Have you been to any art museum? Briefly describe your experience and encounter in the art museum on a given box below. Class, nakapunta ka na ba sa isang museum? Ngayon, ikwento mo lang ang iyong na-experience dito sa box. Write your answer on your notebook and then submit it to our Google Classroom. What is it? To understand how art developed correspondingly with the times and places, we associate the artwork that was produced at certain times and places. Art history is the study of objects of art considered within their time, and art historians analyze the meaning of visual arts, painting, sculpture, architecture, at the time they were created. Art history doesn't consist of simply listing all the art movements and placing them on a timeline. Also, art history's mission is to establish authorial origins of artworks, meaning discovering who created a particular artwork, when, and for what reason. For this activity, you will see here some different painting. All you have to do is to write their name, its time, and the description of these following paintings. You can go back to our previous lesson. Picture number 3, painting number 4, painting number 5, the painting number 6, painting number 7. Now, let's proceed to sculpture. You can pause the video to answer following. You may open your module, previous module, to answer this. Sculpture, picture number 1 on your left side. Picture number 2 at the right side. Picture number 3 on the left side. And picture number 4 at the right side. This is the picture number 5 on the left side. Picture number 6 on the right side. And picture number 7 at the bottom. Now let's proceed to architecture. Again, you may pause this video find these architectures from our previous lesson. Architecture picture number 1. Picture number 2, the upper right side. Picture number 3, on the lower left side. Picture number 4, on the lower right side. Picture number 5, on the upper left side. Picture number 6, on the upper right side. Then, last but not the least, the architecture picture at the bottom. The development of nations from small communities progresses through a series of economic order. Art has become the illustration of traditions and history of certain times and places. What's more, in this activity, two art timeline. Choose a period in art history and create a timeline of important dates and artwork from that time. Fill out the page by adding colors. This is the following rubrics that you have to follow in order to get a 10 points. You will get 10 to 8 points if the learners interpreted and constructed a timeline with the artworks required to derive the history of the period. The timeline is neat and attractive to view. Remember, going to choose only one period in art history. You will get 7, 6, or 5 points if you interpreted and constructed the timeline with the artworks required to derive the history of the period. The timeline is moderately neat and interesting to view. So you apply good colors. You will get 4 or 3 points if you interpreted and constructed the timeline with some of the artworks required to derive the history of the period. The timeline is quite neat and interesting to view. And I hope you will not get 2 or 1 points because you interpreted and constructed the timeline disorderly. Follow the rubrics to get highest points. Let's go to what you have learned. Answer what I have learned. This is a sentence completion. All you have to do is to add words to complete the sentence. Number 1, I have learned that. Write your answer on your notebook. Number 2, I have realized that. Number 3, I am so delighted to know that. Number 4, clearly understood that. Last number, I am thankful that. Now, let's proceed to activity 4.2, masterpiece. So this will be your performance for this week art lesson. Recreate a piece of artwork on a given period. Explain how your art represents the traditions and history of the period. These are the materials: bond paper, pencil, ruler, and coloring materials. Read the rubrics to get the highest point. So total possible points for this performance is 100 points. These are the expectation from you learners. Possible points 40 if your drawing looks like what was stated in the reading or on what was taught. So you're going to self-rate and I will rate, then I will give comment. So please copy this chart in the Microsoft Office Word and then submit it to our Google Classroom. Make it sure that you create this kind of table, or you even can picture this and send it to Google Classroom. I can edit that in our Google Classroom. You will get 30 possible points if your drawing includes details, measurement, shapes, colors, sizes, etc. when possible. And you will get 10 points if your drawing is labeled. By what? By name of the drawing, its information, something like that. Now, for the last, you will get 20 points possible if your drawing is legible and big enough to see all details, and a total of 100 points. Good luck! I know you can do this. So get the materials and do it now. Pause the video, then plan for it. Now, let's go for the assessment. Matching type. Match the artwork in column A with the period was produced in column B. Write the word of the best answer. Number 1, Aphrodite of Midas. Number 2, Resurrection. Number 3, Last Judgment. Number 4, Runner Triptych. Number 5, King Menkara. Now, since at column B, era, there is no option, this would be an identification. So you will identify the following artwork in what era they belong. This will be our additional activities. Make research and further readings on art and history. You can search on web reference, particularly the numerous films and news on YouTube about art history. Write your answer on the bond paper on Microsoft Office and submit it to our Google Classroom. That's all for today. See you tomorrow for our PE class. And this will be our lesson. Qualities of an appreciating official. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Do not hesitate to ask questions in our group chat. Alam ko, kaya niyo yan guys. Pray lang tayo and God will provide. Thank you so much and God bless us all.